Greetings, folks. Today is Friday, April 26, 2019. I'm Tom Weaver. This is my commentary, and I have a question to ask. What the hell happened to us? What happened to us as a people? I never thought I would say anything like this. But I'm 63 years old, and I've seen a lot. Well, I will be in May. And I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime. In my lifetime, there's been a lot of changes. And I just don't understand some of them. When I was younger, when I was a kid, for the most part, people cared about one another. Oh, sure, we had our problems. But for the most part, people cared. My neighbor, one of my neighbors, had a fire in their home, pretty well gutted the place. The entire neighborhood came together. We weren't Amish. We weren't Mennonite. We were various different religious groups, mainly Catholic, because we had a Catholic church nearby. But we were Catholic. We were, we had a bunch of religions. We had Serbians. The neighborhood came together and helped that family. I don't see that happening today. Why? I mean, they might not have had insurance, because even though the man worked, he might not have had the money. He had a family to take care of, food to buy, clothing to buy, and a whole bunch of stuff. And who knows? I mean, a lot of people didn't have insurance back then. Even car insurance. It wasn't mandatory back then. I mean, there was a time. There was trust. The government trusted us. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. We got to have insurance for everything. The government mandates so many things. They just don't trust us anymore. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's because the government, the heavy hand of government, is coming down on us and makes us not care as much as we used to. It's amazing. Let me tell you something. We had a town drunk in our neighborhood. I never heard one bad thing about him. And every once in a while, if he would stumble somewhere, they would help him home. We had a neighborhood that even cared about the town drunk. It's incredible. But America appears to be a no compassion zone, especially since we've got President Donald Trump. There's just no compassion anymore. Nobody cares about, people don't care about one another. All they care about is what they want. I mean, hey, listen. Black Friday massacres proves that we are a selfish people. We don't give a damn about anybody else. We gotta get in those doors first. That didn't happen when I was a kid. Oh yeah, there were incidences, but for the most part, I mean, we had Kent State back in the 60s. I was a kid back then. But for the most part, this country didn't have problems like that. We didn't have mass shootings. where thanks to our government, the people that were being shot were sitting ducks because they aren't allowed to protect themselves. That didn't happen when I was a kid either. It's incredible. I just can't understand. You know, we had good TV shows. I mean, at the time we had 3 networks. Well, I remember 3 networks. We had CBS, ABC, and NBC, and almost all of them had good TV shows. I mean, I remember when we used to start with one network and end up with another network at the end of the night. Today, it's hard to find anything decent on TV. I mean, Johnny Carson. Oh yeah, he gave some colorful jokes, but you know, I never heard him use the word fuck. Today, on the comedy circuit, it's commonplace. I just, how did we get here? Well, it seems like the only answer to our problems is get a gun and shoot the bastard. That seems to be the only answer we have for problems. That didn't happen when I was a kid. I mean, we have police out there shooting unarmed black people. That didn't happen either. We had really good cops when I was a kid. Like I said, you know, we're human. Human beings aren't perfect, so we never were a perfect country. But we were a lot better 60 years ago than we are now. Why? I mean, it shocked us. It shocked us when President Kennedy was shot. That shocked us. I wonder if President Trump would be shot, if that would shock us. I don't know. You know, I mean, folks, I rant and rave about things because I care. Now, whatever happened to the concept of caring? It's just, I mean, on the internet, you see, the comments you see in places. The news networks, how they treat people that they don't like. What the hell happened to us? I'm really astounded. Like I said, I've seen a lot in my 63 years. And yeah, I was around 63 years ago. My mother certainly knew about it. You know, my due date was May the 1st. I didn't show up till May the 12th. I didn't want to come out. And maybe there was a good reason why I didn't want to come out. I mean, there I was in that nice little safe place, and all of a sudden, boom, I got to come out. Anyway. 63 years ago. Wow. It's a long time. We respected, there was respect. We respected our neighbors. And when there was a neighbor that was a little out of sorts, we told him about it, and that settled that. Today, no. We don't dare go to a neighbor and say, hey, can you keep your music down? They yell and scream at you. But when I was a kid and somebody was a little loud, somebody went to talk to him, and that solved the problem. But not today. Not today. What has changed, folks? You please tell me what has changed. I mean, has it changed because women got the right to vote? Has it changed because women now got a driver's license and they can go driving anywhere they want to go? I mean, come on. Has it changed because the influx of all kinds of different cultures? Listen, I'm not blaming any of those things, by the way. I'm just, trying to figure out what the hell happened to us as a people. Listen, why can't, I consider you as important as me. And in a lot of cases, I might consider you more important than me. That's a biblical way of, but the people back then, we've often heard about the golden rule. People practiced it. There was a time, if I needed help, if somebody in my shape today needed help, they got it. But I'm going to have a trial on April the 30th. That's Tuesday. And I have no clue. I need help. And I have no clue where to go. There was a time when people were well studied. We respected that. The words PhD actually meant something some time ago. Now, does it? We respected those letters PhD. We don't respect that anymore, do we? And maybe rightly so. Because, people get scholarships, they go through school not really doing the homework and all that stuff, and somehow they get a degree. Anyway, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. We've lost it. We lost any concern we have for somebody else. And really, I guess I shouldn't be shocked. Look who we have for president. I swear to you folks, there's not one compassion bone in that man's body. I remember life during the Obama administration, and it was better back then. Today, my God, there's a massive difference. There is so much hatred. And yes, it is hatred. Hey, listen, if the John Birch Society was anything like it used to be, somebody ought to write a book and say, none dare call it hate. We've always had our problems as a nation, but let me tell you something. Life in this country is far worse today than it ever has been in my lifetime. I mean, during the Obama administration, if you had a problem, for some reason, you found somebody who could help you. That's not the case anymore, because you know what? People don't care. People in authority just don't give a damn. They just don't. The people of Section 8 in Lebanon County, they don't give a damn about anybody. What do they? I could become homeless in the next couple of days. What do they care? I mean, what I have been through tells me nobody cares. Even my best friends can't help me or won't. All because Donald Trump has turned the United States into a no-compassion zone. Let me tell you something. If I had a problem with Section 8 during the Obama administration, we solved it. I mean, it's hard for me to say this, but I wish he was president again. With all his flaws, with all the problems with the Obamacare, I mean, he's done a lot of things I didn't like, but the fact is, we were better as a society than we are now. So I don't know. I'll tell you what, there's a part of me that wishes Michelle Obama would run for office, would run for president, because to keep this bastard that we have now out of the White House, I would vote for her. I would like to see a more compassionate nation. But since Donald Trump has been president, it has become fashionable to hate. And a lot of people want to ignore that. And some people claim that's not true, but it is. I mean, look at the conservatives. Look at the conservatives, how they treat Ilhan Omar. Disagreeing with her is one thing. I disagree with her on issues. I even did a commentary last night about it. I disagree with what her stand on abortion. It doesn't make any sense that she would support the most racist organization in America. I mean, Planned Parenthood targets black women during Black History Month. And so it doesn't make any sense that a woman who complains about racism, I mean, come on. I mean, listen, I like things that make sense. There's not a whole lot in this country that's making sense anymore. Anyway. Okay, I'm approaching 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm missing one of my favorite TV shows and all that because I had to rant and rave. I mean, it's amazing. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. What happened? Are the churches failing us? Is the government too big? I mean, why should that affect how I feel? The way the government is, the way the churches is, why should that affect the way I feel toward you? The fact is, it doesn't. I still believe in the golden rule. I still believe in caring about my neighbor. And I would do whatever I can to help them if they ever needed it. But unfortunately, I can't afford. I mean, I had people coming to me ask me for $3 for food. Well, I had $3, but it was in the bank, and I'm not going to give people my credit card. That would be ridiculous. But anyway, it's just, I mean, people would ask me for food, and right now, if somebody would come to me and ask me for food, I couldn't give it because I don't have it. And that brings up another point. You know, when I was a kid, if you wanted a job, you could get one. Even back in the 70s, and even in the early 80s, you know, I had employment somewhere. I mean, if you lost one job, you can go get another one. Not today. I'm a broadcaster. I have experience in radio. Do you think I can get a job in radio? Why is it? Because radio stations are automated. They don't want to spend the money to hire human beings to run their radio stations. Oh, they need a few, of course. But hey, in this wonderful day of automation and syndication, radio stations, for the most part, do not hire human beings. We don't care about human beings. We care about the bottom dollar. Radio stations only want to make money. They don't want to hire people. And that's sick. It's incredible. TV stations are the same way. Many businesses are that way. And do you know why this is? Heavy taxation. That led people to say, okay, we can't afford to pay human beings because of our tax burden and all the rules and regulations we have to go by. So, who's responsible for this employment mess in broadcasting? Our government. Did it get any better under Trump? No. I told President Trump, and I've told other people, when I get a job, I know the economy is better. Okay? When I get a job, we will know. If some radio station somewhere would say, hey, listen, we've got some money we found. We want to give you a job. That's not going to happen. But if it would, you know that the economy is stronger. This guy is supposed to be good for the economy, but he's not. Anyway, oh my goodness, I'm at 23 minutes. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really sorry. It's just getting away from me. It's just, I look at our country. I look what we were and what we are, and I'm at a loss how to really explain it. Sure, we got a big government. Sure, we have, but that should not change our attitudes toward one another. It doesn't. It shouldn't. But for some reason, the attitudes of the American people are different today than they were in the 60s. I don't know. Maybe it's because of where I grew up. People have told me that my hometown was like 20 years behind. Okay? So we're talking about how the nation was in the 40s. Where would this country be after the Great Depression if people didn't care about one another? When I look at history and when I look at today, there's a marked decadence. Our society is just gone haywire. And I don't think, we've got, listen, it doesn't matter what the lobbies do or PACs do or anything else. Nothing that happens within our government, nothing that happens within our churches or any other organization should change our attitude toward one another. You are responsible for yourself. And God is going to hold you responsible for yourself. Or don't you believe in God? And that's another thing. Probably a lot of people in this country don't believe in God. I mean, that's quite obvious the way people are treated, the way people treat one another. You see, Jesus Christ taught love. And there's very little love in the United States of America. But there was great love. I mean, when I was a kid, people cared. Sure, let me tell you something. I didn't have the greatest home life. Okay? But when I look back at the 60s, at the attitudes people had back then, much better than today. I mean, hey, listen, I'm sure if the Red Cross needed something, they got it. They didn't have to worry about, Anyway, it's just, anyway, folks, I'm sorry that I've been so long-winded today, but it's amazing. It's really amazing. Is there anybody in this country that cares about another person? I would like to see stories about people caring about people. I don't think there is that many. But you see, when I was a kid, it was pretty well commonplace. Sure, every once in a while you hear a story about a rescued dog, but guess what? That used to be commonplace. It wasn't newsworthy when I was a kid, because it happened all the time. Today, it doesn't happen all the time, and that makes it newsworthy. Anyway, okay, I gotta let you go, or I gotta go. It's just, I'm sorry, folks, but the fact is, I just really wish somebody would tell me what the hell happened to us. Thanks for listening.